So I literally found this on the ground like this, and I picked it up and I thought it had something to do with the cat, like connected, but it was just a cat with a pencil telling me to write. I had a dream, write down your prayers, write your letters to the kami and the spirits, but it had a cat over the Virgin Mary, and the Virgin Mary was she came from the tribe of Levi. Levi is another alternative for Matthew, my name, and it means lion in the Czech Republic, but she was the lioness of Judah, came from the tribe of Judah, also a lion, and lionesses are really cool. They're cats, you know? Okay, so the thing is, Joseph, the man who stabbed Maria Goretti, became a very good friend, who killed her, became a very good friend with her, and after she appeared to him as a ghost in the cell, offering him 14 lilies for the 14 times he stabbed her. He made her dreams come true and became the best thing that ever happened to her, and the most important, the man that did more good for her than any man she's ever met, including her father, because he got her canonized, mailing all those letters to the Pope and preaching all these sermons about how incredible Maria Goretti is, made her 100% canonized, one of the more famous saints, one of the most amazing saints for rape victims and things like that, because a man who was a stereotypical devil, he said his reason for attacking and killing her was how well she prayed, filled him with rage, and her holiness was so saintly. He could tell she was a real saint, and it just made him want to be vicious, attack her, ravage her, and defile as this 11-year-old. I mean, this guy is the absolute total monster, and he turned into the most pure of heart. He became so much like the young girl that appeared to him, offering him friendship and lilies. And as she bled to death, dying, she prayed, Lord, I want to be with this man in heaven for all eternity. She was saying a prayer that she could spend an eternity with the devil who just turned her life into a nightmare. And so Joseph Stalin went to seminary to become a priest in the Russian Orthodox Church. The example that he saw among Christians was terrible, and this God is burning so many rational thinkers in hell for all eternity, never showing them that he's their friend, and the dogmas that were being preached and people condemned for the silliest things, going to hell over because he didn't believe a certain dogma, or a Jew that didn't accept Jesus. And so Joseph Stalin started changing his name. His name wasn't originally Joseph Stalin, but you know what? Just as the man who killed Maria Goretti became the one who did the most good for her, made her dreams come true, her most fervent servant, let it be that Joseph Stalin is now awakened and becomes the greatest Saint Joseph and does everything he can to fervently fight for the victims, the people that he harmed, that their standing in heaven would be high, that their dreams could come true, that all the children who were, their lives were cut short, and all the people tortured in his gulags. It's interesting, the priest today, his sermon, first time I went to St. Stephen's, I'm from St. Paul, and St. Paul got Stephen stoned, and it wasn't on reefer. And Paul was knocked off his high horse by Christ, but also it was the voice of Stephen and those who persecuted, that he persecuted and rounded up and had tortured and killed. And it was Christ speaking through them. Why do you persecute me? And then he fought extremely hard, one of the most zealous. Plus, he was a Pharisee who knew his scriptures really well, and that was his basis for persecuting him. The apostles did not know their scriptures very well. A lot of them were illiterate fishermen. And so now they had a Pharisee on their side who could fight extremely zealously hard and lose his head for the people that he was persecuting. And people like Ted Bundy can become servants to those he hurts for them to be queens of heaven. And he was reborn Ted Kennedy now. So from Joseph Stalin and Hideki Tojo, from Tojo to Joseph, I saw him wearing a miraculous medal looking like a priest at a seminary. It is those who have been forgiven little. They sometimes love little and have little fervency, but when you can teach a monster to actually love what he has hated so much, there is such a victory that is present there. And it's why Jesus was always hanging out with sluts and whores and thieves and murderers and people possessed by demons, women like Mary Magdalene who had 7 demons. Anyway, may it be that there is a Joseph Stalin, Saint Joseph anointing the best communist at destroying a problem, like when communism was threatening the entire world. Someone like Joseph becoming a Saint Joseph, he is the best servant for Christians because he is the best at bringing down communism. And someone that demons are attracted to, someone who rules the kingdom of hell. If they have loyalties to the Blessed Virgin Mary and people like Maria Goretti and Saint Philomena and Goretti's gangsters, trust me, the best thing you can do, get some good people to have control over how the forces of hell can influence human beings, turn it into a communist dictatorship that kind of like the serpents that were healing, or the serpents of Moses that were killing the sadistic serpents, turn it into something that is extremely loving and extremely fervently in love with Mary, because the Virgin Mary is not a serial killer, and God the Father is. But may He bless you, and may God the Father change His ways and reform and become reborn and recreated and lose his desire to kill people.